folks, welcome to another edition of PlayBranson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name's Chris Meyer. I'm going to be your host today, and today I have a brand new entertainer on the show, never been on the show before. His name is Adam Webster, and he is with a new show here in town called The British Invasion. And it's over at the Americana Theatre, and so we'll hear more about the British Invasion and learn more about Adam here in the next segment of the show. The one thing I do want to talk about is, you might be sitting at home saying, where should I go on vacation this summer? Or maybe you're even contemplating whether you should go or not. But I want to let you know that Branson is open. And pretty much everything here is open. And people are coming here, having a great time. And it's ranked, according to Forbes magazine, like the fourth safest place in the country. People have done a lot to try and help ensure safety in our community and healthiness. COVID cases are way down. And so if you're looking for a place that has great shopping and lots of different types of shopping, whether that's outlets or flea markets or boutiques, Branson's the place. If you're looking for a place to vacation that's got world-class golf, Branson is the place. If you're looking for a place that has amazing fishing and lakes, well, Branson's the place. If you're looking for a place that has world-class family entertainment, Branson is the only place. If you're looking for a place that has amazing theme parks, attractions, museums, Branson is the place. And folks, if you haven't been here, you've got to come and check this place out. I'd like to give a lot of tips. And today, I've mentioned this before, but if you're in town and you've never heard of this before, it's called the Flavor of Branson Dining Guide. It's located all over town. You can see every restaurant in this publication broken down by category. And in the back, there's about 30 coupons you can use to help stretch your vacation dollar farther. So be sure to check out the Flavor of Branson here in town. We'll be back in just a minute.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to PlayBranson, and today I am here with Adam Webster, and he is with a new show called The British Invasion. And welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you here, and we're gonna talk about the show, but I needed to learn about you and how did you get into this business, and kind of give us a rundown of your experience here in the entertainment business.
Sure. I was kind of born into it. I grew up in Ozarks, about 30 minutes outside of Branson, and every weekend we were here seeing shows. I grew up in a really musical household. No one in my family really played instruments, but everyone had great album collections, and we were playing music constantly. And so I've seen the Oak Ridge Boys more times than any grown man probably should. But
how many times? Do you know?
Hundreds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we'd seen them at the Grand Palace back when.
Yeah.
We'd travel to go see them on road dates. We'd go to the fan club every year in Tennessee, that sort of thing. So that's the earliest memories I have of harmony and singing in a group and that sort of thing. From there, I just I started buying my own CDs. I got my first guitar when I was 13 years old, and it was all over from there.
So you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
So you're in junior high school. What kind of what happened at that point? Were you in bands then, or what happened after that?
So in high school, I met some friends of mine, Clinton Houseman, who's played shows with me as George Harrison. He was in a rock band. I was a master at about 3 different chords at that time. Okay. Clinton had already mastered the guitar entirely. And so as I watched him and his band play, I want to do that. I need to do something like that. And it was right around that same time that I saw my first Beatles tribute band, and I went, no, what is this? I watched their John Lennon being such a smart aleck on stage and a real character, and I went, that's it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So over the next few years, I bought the outfits. or made them, got all of the guitars, that sort of thing, and it just took off from there.
And so, and how old were you when you said, I'm going to do this? Like, what was
I was pretty early teenager at that point. Yeah.
So you knew what you wanted to do at a young age, and you wanted,
Yeah.
like, I want to be in this John Lennon tribute type.
Yeah.
And so you have done that
Mm-hmm.
for how many years then now?
Professionally, it's been 13 years, a
Okay.
little over that maybe.
Okay. So have you done anything else, like, in that time frame? Like,
To get started in Branson, I started a group with my roommate called the Red Dirt Thrillbillies.
the Red Dirt Thrillbillies.
Right? Yeah.
I like that name. I like that name.
Whatever was popular on country radio at the time, that's how we paid the bills. And that's kind of how I got my foot in the door in Branson, was by playing a more country set list.
Mm-hmm.
But then as time went on, I got to work in a little bit more of what I was actually leaning towards. And so after I developed a name for myself, I was able to transition more into a Beatles set.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so have you played with, like, these Beatle tribute groups, or are you kind of just doing this by yourself, or what have you done?
So far, I've done a lot of solo shows. I've been offered to do a lot of tribute group things. I was actually scheduled to go on a cruise with a very famous tribute band I was super excited about, and COVID hit. And so it fell through. But it all worked out all right. I'm always available to do fill-ins and that sort of thing. People rotate in and out of those type of shows so much that you get to be friends with everybody in a pretty quick amount of time.
Okay. And so people, if someone wanted to book you
Mhm.
as a solo artist for a John Lennon tribute show, they could do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Usually Facebook is the easiest way to get a hold of me, or I'm also on Instagram under Dr. Webster O'Boogie.
Dr. Webster Boogie.
Yes.
So how long have you lived here in Branson then?
I've been here for 12 years, 10 years, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so this new show,
Mm-hmm.
how did you get to the point where you're a part of this new show? And I want to talk detail about the show itself, but I want to, like, how did you get in it? Like, how'd that happen?
I am friends with Matthew Boyce, who plays Elton John in our show. I actually met him through our mutual friend, Michael Knight, who does Michael Jackson for Legends in Concert. So if you can imagine Elton John, Michael Jackson, and John Lennon all walk into a bar. No, I met him. We hung out the next day. He goes, let's go grab some tacos. We hit a taco stand, started talking about the concept of a new British-themed show in town. Something that was untapped that a lot of people hadn't gotten into yet, but we feel the market is definitely there for. And fast forward a few months, and here we are. We just hit all of the same notes. We immediately hit it off together, and so he presented the idea to the Americana. They loved it, and we ran with it.
Okay. So pretty quick.
Yeah.
But you know, I think there is this community of entertainers, and once you kind of know one, know another, then that's how sometimes things happen, you know, and how deals get done, so to say.
Sure.
Why John Lennon?
You know, I'll always have a soft spot for the early years, especially when it was the Fab Four, the matching mop tops and suits and that sort of thing. And in that first show, when I watched the guy playing John in the Beatles tribute group, I just immediately connected with the confidence and such a smart aleck attitude. And it was very rock and roll. I love the style. I love the guitars and everything about it. And so the deeper I got into it, and the more activism, peace and love, that sort of thing, all of those struck various chords with me that I just really clung on to. And I still do. That's a lot of what keeps me invested into doing it. You know, I always wanted to find a job to help bring people together and support peace, love, and harmony. And singing songs about holding somebody else's hand is just about the best way and the most fun way I can think of to do it.
Yeah. You know, music is I call it a universal language. And I just thank God that he gave us music, because it can heal people, it can help people, it can make people remember. Now, I think in anything there's good and there's bad, right? But
sure.
You know, you don't, like, music typically doesn't divide people. It brings people together. And I know, a couple of weeks ago, just the fact that I went to our church had a deal at the Mansion Theater, and just to see everybody there together and just worshiping, it was awesome. And especially because of COVID, that hasn't happened as much. It's started to, but I felt like I was at a rock concert. And I was like, oh, this is so good. It's so good. And I've been to a few concerts that have been at the drive-in, but they're not really set up for a concert. It's set up to watch a movie. But anyway, we're going to be back in just a second, and we're going to talk about this new show, The British Invasion. So hang tight, folks. We'll be right back in just a minute. Hey folks, welcome back to the show. I'm here with Adam Webster, who plays in the new British Invasion show over at the Americana Theatre. And so we're going to learn about that show. Brand new show. I've never seen it. I'm guessing a lot of people haven't seen it, and so we need to know what it's all about.
Yeah, we are brand new this year at the Americana. We're all very excited to be part of such a multifaceted show because we have tributes to Mick Jagger, Dusty Springfield, John Lennon, and Elton John. But we also play other British-involved music like the Kinks, the Queen, the Who, that sort of thing. So it's a wide variety of stuff going on over our time slot.
So when people think of this British Invasion and the artists that you mentioned, take time frame. Is that mid-70s, 80s, 90s? When would those people have been popular?
We start with the actual British Invasion. We kick everything off with the Beatles arriving in 1964 because from there it just absolutely explodes. We do music that goes clear through the 80s, but the beauty in that situation is there will never be a time where we won't have such a huge option to choose from musically. We can do a different show every week if we wanted to and never see the same thing twice just because the material to pick from is astounding. And it's something everybody loves. Yeah.
So I always like to think, okay, if I was a teenager in 1964, how old would I be today? And that's the thing I don't think people necessarily realize is that most of what I call the older people in the country nowadays kind of grew up on rock and roll.
Yeah.
And there was a point in time when that really wasn't the case, but now it is.
Yeah. It's astounding to see each one of the crowds. The Beatle fans alone range in age. It's such a diverse group of people. We talked about music being the universal language. The Beatles are just about the top of the class. And so for that aspect alone, to have that spectrum of people come in to see the show is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for us to see a giant category of people coming in.
I think it's of course, we've been dealing with COVID. Last year was a very difficult year for the theater industry. Everybody hopes that this year will be much better, but it's kind of a challenge to launch a new show in this kind of climate. And so I just give you kudos for trying. But it can't be easy to launch a new show during COVID.
Honestly, we've been really fortunate with people coming forward. So I've already done podcasts, I've done radio shows, I'm doing this afternoon. We have a few more things coming up. I feel like everyone is so ready for live music again that there's so many people just like you guys lending your support for people, especially like us, who is in a first year situation trying to get the news out that there's a brand new show to come see, that it's been really beneficial for us. And it's such a great community of people all helping us get the word out there.
Yeah, well, that's good. Now, I noticed that some of your musical influences, you have a big range of musical influences. You go from the Oak Ridge Boys, which you talked about, to Kiss and Garth Brooks.
Sure.
That's a big musical influence. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, Mom always liked the Statler Brothers and the Oak Ridge Boys, and Dad always liked Van Halen and Led Zeppelin. And so in some sort of magical ground in the middle, I found the Beatles and ran with it.
Yeah. I grew up on Van Halen, and of course, Garth's been around for a long time now.
Sure.
I believe I saw the Oak Ridge Boys when I was a little kid in Harrison, Arkansas, and it was at a theater down there that turned into the skating rink that then turned into the Toyota dealership. So that was a long time ago. Some of these people maybe haven't, they may not recognize the band, but they might recognize songs.
Absolutely.
So kind of talk a little bit about maybe, because you've got in here Queen and the Kinks and Elton John. Kind of, can you name some of the songs that you guys are doing in the show that people might recognize?
Sure. The Kinks, we're doing Louie Louie, You Really Got Me, a bunch of number ones like that. Queen, we're doing We Will Rock You, Somebody to Love, a bunch of number ones from them. Elton John is all of his greatest hits. We've really taken the best of each one of the categories. Mick Jagger has a killer set list. And so it's a lot of fun to play because these are all songs people will recognize.
Now, when you're in the show, are you doing like a whole bunch of one, or are you spacing them out, or how does that work in the show?
There's a lot of transitions. I've never changed clothes so many times in my life. It is a very fast-paced, fast-moving show. So at one point, we'll have a tribute, and another point, it will be the music from another British group. We'll bring out another tribute after that and switch back and forth. We do a lot of things individually, but there's also a lot of segments that as a group we're able to perform as well. We all play instruments. We're all very musically inclined people. And so it was great for us to be able to form a band as well as do our individual tributes.
Yeah.
And proceed like that.
Yeah, so that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Time-wise, you guys are at a unique time for a show in Branson. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we play every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 5 p.m. And we're at the Americana Theatre right in the middle of the Strip. But come out and see us. We'd love to have you.
So is that a 2-hour time frame on the show, or?
Yeah, it's just under 2 hours. Currently, we've only performed 3 shows. We're still refining things. Right after us, I believe Raiding the Country Vault comes in directly afterwards.
Okay.
There's always something happening at the Americana, so it's a pretty tight turnaround to be able to go from one show to the next in such a broad spectrum of shows. It's a complete setup and tear down in between each one.
So really, if somebody, and let's just be hypothetical here, someone could literally go out to Silver Dollar City, leave early afternoon, get over to your place, go to the show from 5 to 7, and then turn around and go to an 8 o'clock show.
Absolutely.
And so, and that's why I said that's unique, because there are not very many shows at 5 o'clock in Branson. And so I think that might present some new opportunities for people to even go to more shows in the evening. And
we're certainly hoping so.
Yeah. Tell. I guess there are a few other shows over at the Americana Theatre. Can you kind of give us a rundown on some of the other stuff that's going on over there?
Sure. There's CJ's Classic Country Show, the Country Vault. There's British Invasion. There's Rock and Roll Royalty, which is similar to our show, but they open that up to be not necessarily just British. There's such a wide variety of people to pick from once you pick legends in the music industry, and they're able to portray each one of them as they go. But there is something for literally everyone at that theater. Yeah,
and there's a new 80s show there too.
Yes,
right?
there is.
And George Dyer, he's still there?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so lots of shows over at the Americana Theater. And once again, it's Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 5 p.m.
Correct.
And so if you like to rock and roll, you need to check this show out. And I'm looking forward to going and checking it out sometime soon as well. So hopefully I'll see you there at the British Invasion here in Branson, Missouri. We'll be back in just a minute.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, thanks for watching the show today, and I think you need to go check out the British Invasion. Lots of new music that maybe you haven't heard on stage in Branson might be in that show. Things like Elton John and the Kinks, Dusty Springfield, Mick Jagger, lots of different types of music there. You can find that show once again over at the Americana Theatre Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays at 5 o'clock. Now, next week's show, I have Jay McFerrin, and I hope I get his name right. And he is with the Shepherd of the Hills organization. He has been out at Silver Dollar City as well, and so I'm looking forward to getting to know him better and talk to him. It's his first time on the show. If you're thinking about coming to Branson and you need help, you need to go to ibranson.com. They can help plan your entire Branson vacation. You can book lodging, shows, attractions. You can even get dining deals. You can book it all online, or you can call them at 1-877-ENTERTAIN. And I hope to see you in Branson soon. Come on, we're open.